Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Thursday Thunder. That's 2 weeks in a row where you guys are getting it early. I'm not available tomorrow, so we're getting it done today. This week we are talking about some super statistics in Australia. Let's get into it. The general advice warning. I really don't like this page. It annoys me. It annoys me when I talk about it every time I talk about it. But you know what else I don't like the idea of? Going to jail. So I have to put it in here. If you run away and make a choice about your own situation without talking to me first, that's your fault, not mine. I'm here to tell you need to talk to me before you do anything. So please do that. The information we talk about is of a general nature, and that is what it is. All right. The current population of Australia is about 26.1 million people. We have about 17 million Australians with one super account. A bunch of years ago, I used to talk to people, on an almost daily basis who had multiple funds. I'm talking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 funds. They've done a great job to bring everyone and reunite them with all their super funds, and people seem to be on board with only having the one fund, but we still have a number of people with multiple funds because we've got 23.3 million super accounts. Remember a couple of weeks I talked about my idea of the $2 millionaire? I know that there's 1.5 million Australians under the age of 5. I know there's another 1.5 million from 6 to 10. I know there's another 1.5 million from 10 to 15. So those guys, I'm going to guess, don't have a super account. So if we've got 26 million people in the country and we've got 4.5 to 5 million that are under the age of 15, we've definitely got a lot of people with duplicate funds, something that we need to get a handle on, because if you've got a fund, it might have insurance, it's going to be paying admin fees. That's great. But what if you've got 2 or 3 funds that's doing that? That is not in your interest. Remember, I talk about the ordinary done consistently produces extraordinary results. Get in control of your super and make sure it's invested appropriately. There's a bunch of reasons why, but we do not want to be duplicating the cost of things that we don't need. That's just silly. All right, as of 30 June 22, our super system was worth $3.3 trillion. Doesn't really mean anything, does it? Yeah, wow, big amount of money, but is it? How much is it? Who really knows? No one's ever going to figure it out. But that's what we've got in super, $3.3 trillion. Interestingly, the makeup of our super is kind of a balanced portfolio. 30% in cash and fixed interest, what I call defensive assets, and about 70% in growth-oriented assets. So it's the makeup of about a balanced portfolio. All right, let's start to work towards what does the average person have in super. But before we do that, I want to give an explanation about 2 different terms to measure this amount of money. The average, you add them all up and you divide it by the number of people. If I averaged up all of that and divided it by 23.3 million, it's about $144,000. The average person has about $144,000 in super. But the problem with that is it can be misleading, because I'm going to give you an example to show you. The median, on the other hand, is just finding the middle number. Let's have a look. Let's say the average in this instance here, where we've got 10 different account holders, 50, 50, 50, 50, and then this last guy has $2 million. There's big dog down at the end. The average is $245,000. There's 10 people, total is 2.45 million. The average person has 240. No, they don't. The average person has 50 grand, and old mate has $2 million. The median is the middle number, which is $50,000. So it's probably a little bit more reliable to say, okay, what is the middle number of people? And let me show you again with actual figures. I apologize, 30 June 2019 is the latest information I can get, but that is what we've got. I am 42. So the average 42-year-old has somewhere around 121,000, but the middle 42-year-old has 92,300. In each of these cases, the average is more than the median. So probably easier to work on the median than it is the average. But what do you take away from this? Let's go all the way down to the bottom. Let's say you've got a husband, 178, and a wife, 137, 318,000, give or take $315,000. Not a lot of money to retire on. Our Your Wealth, Your Way program, we talk about how much do you want to live off when you retire, how much wealth do you need, and are you on track to live a comfortable level of income? Now, I've got to, give me some grace here for these numbers, but you need about $65,000 if you're a couple. How much do you need to accumulate to generate about $65,000? I'm going to say somewhere between $750,000 and $800,000. I can give you the exact number some other time, but call it 800 grand. 350 is nowhere near 800 grand. We've got a lot of guys on the Your Wealth, Your Way program, and they're doing really well. They all know how much do we need, how much do we need to accumulate, and are we on track? So they are doing that. But these guys here are certainly nowhere near being able to afford a comfortable level of income in retirement. And it's quite sad. Hopefully that ages that are younger are coming through will kind of buck the trend, because super only became compulsory in 1992. So a lot of these guys here may not have had super their whole working life, whereas these guys down here will have had super their whole working life. That, my friends, is me for the day. My question: the superannuation system, I love it. I think it's great. Your employer has to put away a certain amount of money every month for you. It's got to be paid at least every quarter. It's slowly increasing, hopefully, to 12%. It started at a couple of percent in 1992. It only just went up by 0.5% a couple of months ago, as at the 1st of July. What is that number, referred to as your SG, your superannuation guarantee? What is the percentage that your employer has to pay you on your wage into your super fund every quarter? Hopefully you win the $100 this week. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.